草固め坂田の金属が響きおるわ。そなたの力のほどやいかに。するぞ。耐えておられるな。さて、やっと思った。案外あるじゃねえか。世の剣主に受け売るか。とその感覚久方ぶりよ。お主の力見せてもらう。何のこれ好き山場のようだ。
手加減抜きよ。本気でかかってきて。負けないわよ。
Greetings shiftlings, Fire here, and in this vid we will be discussing my newest build. I was away from Neo for some time. I covered pretty much everything in the game by the time I was done with the vanilla release. So now that the DLC is close, I want to jump back in, finalize some things that I hadn't finalized, like getting a couple of combat arts and getting a couple of titles. I'm gonna fuss too much over some of the most annoying ones, but I wanted to clear as much content as possible, and whilst doing so I wanted to finalize the idea for a build that I had. I wanted a build that would be very much combat worthy, very strong, very tanky. I don't like glass cannon builds. I want my character to feel sturdy, to be able to take a hard hit and survive and come up on top. So I was thinking, how do you implement as much luck as possible in your build without sacrificing any damage, without spending slots on your armor for things that don't actually apply to combat? So I had this idea to use the Child of the Sun bonuses from the set. As you can see here, it gives you life, it gives you equipment drop rate, it gives you luck whenever you absorb Amrita. That's the one moving in front of the screen right now. Increased luck, Amrita absorption. It reduces your damage taken by 4%. It boosts your luck to a proportion of A when you have a full Amrita gauge, and gives you a damage bonus based on your luck when you have at an A+ rate. So everything around this set revolves around luck. Okay, so I was like, first and foremost, this is very, very heavy. You cannot even wear all the pieces of the set here. If you wear all the pieces of the set, no matter what, I have 99 stamina on this character, you will be C. You will be agility rating C, and this sucks. So in order to be very, very, very close to the threshold but not go over it, I used my Onmyo Warrior Skiras. That gets me to almost 70 if I tweak a couple of things on this build, like remodeling armor or remodeling my accessories. I will go over. So I'm sitting at 69.8. And I was thinking, since I will be expanding one slot to get the Onmyo Warrior Skiers like the Onmyo Austerity in here, how can I capitalize on this to make it even stronger? So there were a lot of moving parts here, and I finally settled for the following. So here we can see that in order to be able to wear this very heavy armor, we have to have 99 stamina and 99 strength. This armor set comes with the dual swords Ichigo Hitofuri and Oyako Toshiro. So using dual swords are out of the question. Even if you remodel them, they need heart and they need skill to optimize their output. So it was like, it's not feasible to use this armor with these weapons. You can make them work, yes, as you can see here, but you're losing a ton of damage for, well, because they're just matched up this way. So it was like, how do I use the immense strength and stamina investment to have the best possible damage? And I landed on the Odachi. You can actually have, as you can see here, stamina A minus and strength A minus if you double remodel it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna draw from both of these things. By the way, this Kanemitsu is 160 plus 8, not even plus 10, not even 170. Okay. And with Onmyo Austerity, it gives me Onmyo Magic Power plus 25%. That's not good for causing damage with Onmyo, but it increases your duration of Onmyo slightly and makes Devastating Rush much more potent. So everything is Child of the Sun, except for the Kyrios that is Onmyo Austerity, and we're using Kanemitsu from the set that goes with the chess piece. Of course, here we have the dual swords, so we get the 6th bonus, Warrior of the West bow for the buffs, and a Negoro rifle for combat. So this is pretty much stacked with buffs, and this is stacked with perks that help with combat. You need the Yasakani here and the Suten Dodges Gurd here. I'm gonna go into detail, so bear with me, guys, okay? In order for this build to work, as I said, you need a lot of luck. So if you look at the bottom left of the screen now, you see an Itokuri, that is the Spider Guardian Spirit, that gives you plus 40 luck and imbues your attacks with improved paralytic effects. So to take advantage of those effects, I imbued my Kanemitsu with paralysis, a high rolled one, and paralysis accumulation. To capitalize on all that, I went to my Yasakani, I put paralysis accumulation again, and I went to my Suten Doji and I put melee damage versus paralyzed opponent at 24.9, pretty much 25%. If you have to work with one thing, in this case Itokuri, make it so that it works with the rest of the build. Okay, you understand? What we want here is to farm the most we can out of everything in the game, the best possible loot drops, the best possible item drops, the best possible Amrita drops, and so on and so forth, whilst being super tanky and very, very powerful. So what you need on all of your pieces is luck, transfer it or inherit, and attack, of course. And then you have to focus on equipment drop rate, item drop rate, and everything else can be as you want it. Okay, like this damage taken critical that you see on my chest piece here is one of my favorite perks for armor, because it makes you very, very, very hard to kill. But as I said, that's not the basis of the build. The basis of the build is stack everything with luck and attack and equipment and item drop rate, and the rest will follow suit. As you can see, I even have those on my bow, because your highly placed weapon is the one that gives you the buffs. The Warrior of the West bow is up here and the Negoro is down here, so I'm getting the buffs from Warrior of the West. For accessories, Yasakani Magatama with luck, equipment drop rate, paralytic effect, and Yasakani Magatama should always be utilized to get life recovery on Amrita absorption, unless you're running a critical build. That's a totally different thing. Suten Doji's Gurd is great because it gives you Pleiades every time you absorb even a tiny bit of Amrita, so you do not have to use Pleiades Talisman. This is huge. We were gonna use the extra slot on our quick slot to use luck bringer talismans, as you can see on the bottom left, to have even more luck to work with, even better drops. Equipment drop rate here as well, luck bonus, Amrita gauge, and I used an ailment affliction duration reduction because I rolled it and I like it. Here we want luck bringer, extraction talisman. Those are very important. You will want some kind of spirit stone here, so at the beginning of the mission you always max your Amrita gauge to get the best possible luck bonus. Sloth, weakness and carnage here, and protection and quick change scroll, along with a couple paralytic shuriken because they work really well with Itokuri. Let's go to shrine. Guardian Spirit, as I said, was Itokuri. It gives you 40 luck flat, just like that, and paralysis accumulation plus 15%. I'm not gonna even bother with imbue paralysis on yokai abilities. I don't really care about those, but the paralytic accumulation is really good, plus 5% item drop rate. As a second, I am using Yomehami because it gives you anima whenever you earn gold. Very nice. For the course, Araume Sukuna is one of my favorites for CC, crowd control, that is, damage and confusion. I use it all the time. Magatsu Warrior will give you active skill damage, and Caracas Umbrella will give you paralysis accumulation again. As you saw in the opening clip, enemies just got paralyzed without me even planning for it. And after they're paralyzed, my accessory kicks in, plus 20% damage on my next attack. If that attack is calculated and it's, for example, Devastating Rush, they are royally screwed. The damage is amazing. So this is about the Guardian Spirits. We want Honda as our clan to get the 30% increase in active skill damage. Jeez, hard to believe. And after you do all this, you will be sitting on around 160 to 170 luck. You can see the 168 down there. Huge amount of luck. And if you play systematically and carry with you the treasures of most clans, that is something you gain by, I think, being on the top 10% of your clan for a week. Next week you inherit the treasure of the clan and you can have it, and it is like having an extra urn in your hut that has a huge boost on either luck, eccentricity, or whatever the other thing is called in the hut. So if you play systematically and just amass a huge amount of glory during 1 week, you will get the extra treasure and you can reach like 200 luck here. You can do insane things, and that's even more damage for you because of the bonuses given by the armor. Okay, so I'm not gonna be too austere with dictating what should and should not be when it comes to perks, apart from the fact that you need all the luck you can get, you want all the attack you can get, you want all the strength and all the stamina that you can get. You saw my stat split here. You want 30 dexterity, 30 magic to have all the available slots. I put 24 in constitution, 40 to heart because it is the cap, the soft cap, 10 to courage and 10 to skill because why the hell not? I want my numbers rounded so I don't suffer from OCD or something. And when it comes to skills, for the Odachi, that's the way you want it pretty much, at least the way I play it. You will want to farm for Dragon Horn and Swirling Snow, two of the best moves for the Odachi. And you also want Devastating Rush. It benefits greatly from the Onmi Austerity. These are just bonuses. You want Moonlit Snow, it's also great. And everything else is just like icing on the cake. Twin Moons will come to you naturally because you will need it to reach Devastating Rush here. And skill customization, what you want is put the largest damage modifiers possible on the moves that you're gonna focus on mostly, like Devastating Rush on high stance with Raging Strike. Increase the damage dealt by certain active skills by 20%. In exchange, you will take damage when using them. You will take a lot of damage, but if you finalize combat without even initiating it, by just rushing in with a well-placed Devastating Rush and just finishing them in one blow, and you will be able to do it a lot of times because this build will put out a ton of damage, you can then heal or absorb the Amrita and you will be in a better state. So this is pretty much it, guys. This is my final build before the DLC hits, and it will help you farm all the combat arts you need, all the Amrita you need. It will help you farm for text, it will help you farm for gear, it will help you farm anything you want. Very tanky, 2400 defense, as you can see in the mid bottom of the screen, without even upgrading past +6 and +7, 314 toughness and about 25% average resistance against everything else. Use this build, play around with it, tell me what you think. I will be covering everything in the DLC, so sub, like, and share. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers.